Alright, Baku crew and any new brawlers watching, I'm BakuBread96 and this is requested deck profile number 5 for Bakugan Evolutions. It is a Haos Aquos build that is featuring Leonidas. Now the request is that I built a deck around Leonidas, and I chose Aquos+Haos simply because I recently unboxed the starter deck for Saurus Ultra. Not starter deck, excuse me, the starter pack for Aquos Ultra, and I noticed that there was a lot of Helix Baku Core synergy, so I decided to go with those over other options. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see a deck list or a deck designed, because I do want to keep the requested deck profile series going, and your opinions, your ideas definitely matter. Now I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. I will start out by reviewing the Bakugan, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on them since they were recently unboxed. And I have shown off Leonidas quite a bit because it is an amazing Bakugan. Let me fix the camera here. Nope, still not. There we go, a little better. So this is Leonidas. The only manual part he has is a little horn right there. But finally, Spin Master did release a version of Leonidas, and it is epic. So yeah, there is the figure for it. I did decide to use the Haos Sectonoid, again, because it just had a lot of Helix synergy. The whole starter pack did. I will have that unboxing linked in the description below for those of you who want to check it out. And then finally, of course, it is the Saurus Ultra, or Ultrasaurus because of the name change. Really cool Bakugan. I really like this this design. It'd be really nice for it to get a platinum. I could see like all of this right here being the die-cast metal. That would be really cool. Now for the stats of the characters, the main Bakugan of the deck, of course, is Leonidas. Double Helix Core, a B power of 100 with 10 damage. And then on Double Helix, it does get a plus 1400 B power boost, which is just astronomical. And with the Baku Core that this deck uses, you are talking serious B power totals. Moving along though, Haos Sectonoid has a Helix and Green Fist Core, B power of 107 damage. On Helix, it gets an extra 700 B power, and then on Green Fist, you do get to add a Baku Core from the field to your active Bakugan. So even though it is not double Helix itself, it has good Helix synergy as far as a B power buff, while giving you some Green Fist options, or coverage if you will. The damage is also very nice, and it is important because of the Baku Core that this deck runs. Finally, it is the Ultrasaurus stats. It is a Helix and Green Fist as well. B power of 600 with 3 damage, and then on Helix it gets a buff of 300. So again, really good Helix synergy. As soon as I unboxed this set, I knew these were the Bakugan that I wanted to try out with Leonidas first and foremost. That being said, there were a ton of Bakugan that pair really well with Leonidas. The first few Bakugan that come to mind are pretty much any of the Wave 2 cosplay Kubo, because they all use Helix. Honestly, I was going to use the Pyrus King Kubo because it is double Helix. It gets a decent buff if it picks up a Helix core, and then it has like 5 damage. So it was a really good option. But again, I did decide to go with Haos and Aquos because I'd rather use the Kubos by themselves in another Kubo series, and these were newer. So hopefully I didn't make a bad choice. I know I use Aquos a lot. It has been in the last few deck profiles, so after this one I will probably take a break from that faction and use some more. Anyway though, the Baku Core that I run in this deck, the Green Fists are plus 3 damage. I use 2 of these. Don't have to worry about B power because the TCG deck itself handles that. as well as the other Bakugan I'm about to show, which is the Helix. Now for the Helix, because all of the Bakugan can deal with losing the damage, I am using 4 plus 600 B power and minus 3 damage, mainly because I want to get as much power to Leonidas as possible, B power wise. And, the most chances you can get to pick up those core as well for that B power buff, the 1400. Now then, for Geogon, I will quickly review the figures. By now, I'm sure everyone has seen them. This is Aquos Stingzer. And then over here is Chaos Skyhorse. Probably the most used Vilock combiner piece that I have out of them all. Like, this one is the most competitive in my opinion, and it's the most used, at least for me, in my deck profiles. The Nanogun used, I guess I can pop their figures open rather quickly. Hopefully none of you are clicking off as I'm just finicking with all of these figures and not getting to the actual deck profile. But here we have Nano Sludgeum, or Angry Gary as I like to refer to him as. Really neat looking snail there. And then finally, I am only using 2 Nanogun. So the only other one is the Chaos Riptide here, which folds out like so. Again, very interesting, neat Nanogun. These are really cool in concept because they are manual. They do have pegs to put into your bigger Bakugan, but I won't worry about showcasing that in this particular video. For now, I want to go ahead and get straight into the deck profile, because I don't want this to be too long. I know some of my videos tend to be where I just ramble a whole lot, and I want to prevent that. So starting off, I doubt the camera's going to pick them up, but I will read them off for you. I use 3 Crushing Shadows. For 1 energy, you're going to get plus 200 B power and plus 1 Frost Strike. But I will do everyone better. See if I can't get a little zoom in here. A little better. A little fuzzy, I know, but it should pick up more than what it was. After that, I am using 3 Super Shot. Okay, that's worse. So the 3 Super Shot is 1 energy for plus 300 B power. Much like the Crushing Shadows, it is just an easy way to get B power. And with Leonidas only having 100 B power, you definitely want to be able to supplement that as much as possible. Moving along, I am using 3 Chomping Tornado. It is 2 energy for plus 500 B power. A lot of the cards in this deck are just really simple energy for B power because that's how the deck is designed. But to help with damage, I do have a few cards. In this case, 2 Flash Attack. It is 2 energy for plus 5 damage. I run 3 Ice Barrier, 2 energy for plus 400 B power. 3 Scarf Strike. This card is 2 energy for plus 500 B power, so it's literally the same as Chomping Tornado, but it is a different faction and a different name, so you get to run more than 3 of it. Really helpful, if you know what I mean, because it's the same as Chomping Tornado, so it's like running 6, but you're not. It just helps. Following that is 2 Flip Strike, 3 energy for 700 B power. I know every Aquos deck, like, could I possibly use new cards? Well, I would if I had any, but this just happens to be a decent card by itself, so I'm going to use it anytime I use Aquos. Same for Sonic Aura and Chaos, I suppose, because it is really good. 3 energy for plus 6 damage, and you get to scan. So the scan doesn't necessarily pair with this deck per se, but the damage does help when the whole deck does nothing but give B power. You want a few instances of damage, just in case it comes up. After that, 3 Cloak Defense for just random card draw, 4 energy to scan and then draw 3. Kind of helps get the B power cards you need. Might set up with Leonidas. Honestly, I considered cutting this for Consort, just so you could have a way to like put a Baku core onto Leonidas without having to try to land on it. But I felt like I used Consort like a lot, and I don't want to overuse cards in my deck profiles, so I actually left it out. Probably a mistake. But I do try to keep things different. Moving along, I use 3 Stardock's Eye Blast. This is 4 energy for plus 900 B power. I would run 3 of these instead, but I only have the 1. It is Titanic Fusion Wave Maker. It is 4 energy for plus 1000 B power. So, same as Stardock's Eye Blast, but it's better. After that, 1 Aquos Lightning Rain. This card is 5 energy for 700 B power, and you get to scan and draw 1 after that, which, really good. It could find a card we need, help with, deck stacking, that kind of deal. 2 very powerful B power cards to play. I use 2 Leg Lance Attack. It is 5 energy for plus 1400 B power. Late game, this is a really good card. You could use it to close out a brawl, go into a team attack, that sort of thing. It is just very strong. After that, the only Baku gear card I am using of the deck is the Rainbow Sparkle Cannon of Doom. It is 5 energy for an armor rating of 1. Otherwise, you're going to give your Bakugan 400 B power and 4 damage. So this definitely helps. It does soak up a little damage off of our opponent's attacks with that armor rating. Otherwise, it gives a small boost to our Bakugan. It does stick around. I really like the fact that they do equip to the Bakugan. It certainly helps with Leonidas. In all honesty, you could probably cut this for something like Drumwave or the previously mentioned Consort, just to be able to make sure you hit Leonidas's core buff. But again, I was just trying something different and new, relying on luck to hit the core rather than using the same combos that I do in every single deck I make. The Geogon used, I already said it, but here are the character cards. So Stingzer is 3 energy for a B power of 808 damage, and then on Helix plus 1000 B power. So there's really no downside to running this Geogon alongside Leonidas, especially with all the Helix core used in the deck. Now Skyhorse is a little iffy, but it really works well on Green Fists, and since I'm using 2 of those Baku core, I thought, what the heck, I might as well give it a try. So 4 energy for a B power of 1500 with 5 damage. On a Green Fist, it gets 700 more B power, and it does have the Victor Initiate a Team Attack ability. Could come in handy, definitely if Leonidas isn't winning and you're not getting the 2 Helix cores on him, you can just bring out a Geogon, use that as the 3rd win and team attack. So that's kind of the thought process anyway. Now then, for the flip cards of the deck, I am only using 4, really basic of basic. 1 Dazzle, which is 0 energy to block a Bakugan holding a Helix. Why not use this card when your team has 4 Helix core that your opponent might land on from time to time? Same reason, Deep Freeze, 1 energy to block a Bakugan holding a shield or Helix. And then after that, it is the generic counter the same, so Counter Outsiders, 3 energy to block non-Aqueous. And then Halt Outsiders is 3 energy to block non-Chaos. That's it for the flip cards. Moving on to the final part of the deck profile, and that is the Nanogun. Now I am only trying out 2 Nanogun because I really only had the 2 that work with this deck, or at least the Baku core it uses. Nano Riptide on a Green Fist plus 300 B power, and then on a Magic Shield and Green Fist plus 500 B power. Now if your opponent uses Magic Shield, you might be able to get off that second output or effect. Otherwise, you know, the first one just really helps add beat power along with all of the cards, because most of the cards you use in the deck are low energy cost, 3 and below, could come up. And then Nano Sledgeum. On Helix, you get to add a Bakugan from the field to your active Bakugan, and then on a Helix and Green Fist, you get to steal a opposing active Bakugan's Bakugan for your own. So really good, just some disruption there, and then a B-Power buff. With the other Nanogun, just a little bit of few options. Still don't have very many Nanogun to work with, not a whole lot of cards in the card pool. I am using what new ones I did pull from those recent Battle Brawlers packs. That does it for this deck profile though, no need for me to talk anymore. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy my videos or any of my content, please don't forget to show it by liking the video, subscribing to the channel for more, because it certainly helps me, and if I ever reach that 1,000 subscriber goal, my content will certainly improve, because I will be able to go from this being a part-time, really like dream hobby, to this becoming a full-time, like awesome, epic career, whatever you want to call it, just total hype to the max. Thank you all so much for the support. As of recording this video, I believe I'm at 515 subscribers. What a huge milestone it has been. This is an incredible ride, and I couldn't do it without all of your help, so thank you very much. On that topic, my monthly raffle giveaways are just a small token of me to somewhat give back to the community and show my appreciation for all of your support. My current one is for a Diamond Stingzer Geogon, and it is ending soon. I will have links in the descriptions below to various content, including that giveaway. Brawlers, make sure you enter before it ends, because I all want you to have the chance to win. All of my subscribers can participate. It's free, and I do mail out domestic and international. That's all for now. See you guys in the next video, or you know what I mean. Listen to you guys in the next video. Fail, whatever. I just forget that whole part. I have no idea how to close out a YouTube video, but it's awesome.